Explorers. I'm Miss Lauren at the Kershaw County Library. I am so looking forward to spending this time with you here today. We're going to be talking about chemical reactions. And I want to start by reading a book about volcanoes to you. It is nonfiction, so it's all the true stuff about volcanoes, just a little bit of the book, not the whole thing. But it's called Eruption, The Story of Volcanoes. We have to thank DK Publishers for allowing us to read their book today. So, here we go. Eruption, The Story of Volcanoes, written by Anita Canary. What looks like a mountain but spits out fire? What shoots clouds of smoke from a hole in its top? What sometimes explodes with a bang? A volcano, and it's starting to erupt. The story of a volcano starts underground. If you jump up and down on the ground, it feels solid and hard. But inside the earth, it is so hot that the rocks melt. The rocks are runny like melted butter. Sometimes the melted rock bursts up through a hole or a crack in the ground. This is how a volcano begins. The rock that comes out of a volcano is called lava. At first, it's runny and red hot. It cools down in the air and turns into hard, black rock. Some volcanoes spurt out fiery fountains of lava. Other volcanoes pour out lava in great rivers of fire. Once the lava starts flowing, nothing can stop it. It can bury whole villages and set trees and houses on fire. Volcanoes have different shapes and sizes. Some volcanoes erupt with a bang. Hot rocks and ash shoot high into the air. These volcanoes form cone-shaped mountains with steep sides. Other volcanoes erupt quietly. The lava oozes gently out of the top and spreads out all around, and these volcanoes are low and wide. Some volcanoes erupt violently. They blast out clouds of hot ash and dust. The ash is made of tiny pieces of lava. The ash and dust shoot high into the air, and some of it lands near the volcano. It covers buildings and fields in thick, dark gray powder. See it? Can you see it on top of the roof? And in the street? Powder. Some ash and dust is carried away by the wind. It can block out the sun and turn day into night. Look at that background. That's the sky. That's where the blue is supposed to be. But there's so much ash from that volcano, you can't even see the sun. At the top of a volcano is a hollow called a crater. You can see it right here. In it is a hole called the vent. Lava, ash, and dust come out of the vent. Some craters are many miles wide. When a volcano stops erupting, the crater is left. Some old craters fill up with water to form huge lakes. Sometimes the crater becomes a dry, grassy plain. When a volcano shoots out lava and ash, we say that it is erupting. We call a volcano that is erupting active. See this guy? That's ash, that's lava, that's gases, red hot fire. Kilauea in Hawaii is the most active volcano on Earth. It has erupted nonstop since 1983. That's what we're seeing right here. Kilauea. We call a volcano that is not erupting dormant. That means it's sleeping, but it could erupt at any time. Montserrat is a tiny island in the Caribbean Sea. It used to be a beautiful place to live. And then in 1995, a volcano called Chance's Peak started to erupt. It had been dormant for 400 years. Dormant? It had been sleeping for 400 years. Many people had to leave their homes as ash fell everywhere. Some left the island and went to live in another country. It was just too dangerous for them to stay. See this gray stuff? This is volcanic ash. Mount Vesuvius is a volcano in Italy. In AD 79, Mount Vesuvius erupted violently, blasting hot ash and gas into the air. The ash buried the town of Pompeii, and thousands of people died. Today, people have cleared the ash away. You can walk around the streets of Pompeii and see the Roman ruins. That town was on this earth in AD 79. We are in AD 2020. It's a long, long time ago. And look down here. Can you see the shape of a dog? That poor dog was covered in volcanic ash. Volcanoes can be useful, though. On the slopes of volcanoes, the soil is good for growing crops. In some places, blocks of solid lava are used to build roads and bridges and houses. Precious gold and diamonds are found in some volcanic rock. Near a volcano, the underground rocks get very hot. The hot rocks heat up water, which turns to steam. Sometimes a giant jet of boiling water and steam bursts up through the ground and into the air. The jet is called a geyser. And here's a geyser. It's called Old Faithful, very famous geyser in Yellowstone Park, Wyoming. It got its name because it always bursts up once every hour. And there's more to this story, to this book. You can see and learn about the volcanoes underwater and islands that form from volcanoes that erupt in the ocean. And you can learn about the black sand on the beaches in Hawaii. And you can learn about volcanologists. These are people who study volcanoes and want to learn about as much as they can from them. But they still haven't found out all the answers. No one knows when a volcano will erupt until it actually does. So, if you're interested, come check this book out, Eruption, The Story of Volcanoes. Also, look ahead to see some of the other books we have on volcanoes here. Okay, so now we have a chance to cause our own chemical reaction here. This is what we're doing. Or let me show you. A bottle filled with white vinegar, it's a liquid. It's also an acid. And a balloon that I have filled with baking soda. Okay? You fill your balloon with baking soda. We're going to cover, I don't want to cover yet, I want to tell you. So we're going to cause this reaction. What do you think is going to happen? It's really fun to watch. I'm going to bring it out here. A reaction. A reaction is when something happens to something else. In other words, think of it this way. If you were to cry, what does your mom do? How does she react? Maybe she picks you up. Maybe, well, I would assume she's going to pick you up so that you stop crying. That's a kind of reaction. We are doing a chemical, we're making a chemical reaction when we're going to mix two substances, the baking soda and the vinegar, and something is going to happen because a reaction reaction causes something else to happen. In a chemical reaction, a new substance is formed. We'll talk about that too. Let's see what happens here. This actually happens pretty quickly. So I'm taking my balloon and I'm covering the top of the bottle, and then I'm going to lift up this balloon to let the baking soda fall into the vinegar inside the bottle. Look! So what's happened? Can you figure that? And it's still happening. The baking soda, when it's mixed with vinegar, bubbles and foams and blows up. The mixture of these two chemicals causes the reaction of carbon dioxide gas to form, and that gas needs to expand. So as it's expanding up and out of the bottle with a balloon on top, yay, we've got a blown balloon, don't we? You can do it too. Actually, yep, you can certainly do it. I have another thing we can do too. Would you like to see it again, Will? Let me see if I can do this one. I got another one too, just because it's actually, it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if I need new vinegar or if I can just keep adding more baking soda. Probably can. Let's see what happens. Not well. No, you need more vinegar, new vinegar, in addition to the, or maybe I just didn't put enough. It's foaming, but it's not quite enough of a reaction to cause the balloon to blow up. That's okay. So that's one fun experiment. Now, let me show you. So if you want to do it, got any Legos at home? Big Legos? We're going to cause a reaction to make a waterfall. And I've got right here a little tray. I've already created my waterfall. But you got to build your Legos, and then you want to build it up to create this waterfall, but then you have to actually turn the Legos upside down to create the hole for the baking soda to go in. So it's could be a little confusing. This is what it looks like as you're building a Lego, but then, like I said, you want to turn it upside down and have the height of your waterfall come up. Make sense? Anyway, so we need our baking soda. Here's our baking soda. It's a white powder. And all you have to do is fill these holes. A little bit, I should have had this done, but you're gonna fill with baking soda as much as you want, and I think I'm gonna have like a 3-tiered waterfall. You notice I already even have my river in place. It's right here. Okay, now we're going to take the dropper full of vinegar and start squeezing it, and we'll see what happens. If you don't have a dropper, don't worry about it. I also have vinegar in my cup, and I think I'm going to create a bigger explosion of this carbon dioxide gas with that cup. But for right now, let's play and just push some. Yep, definitely need my cup. Oh, it didn't go over. Maybe we need, I'm gonna have to put some more in there. Let's see what we do here. There we go, see? How about the big one? Whee! See? Definitely need more there we go. And you can keep doing this. It'll flow. Just, yeah, actually, I think we could stir up the baking soda in here and have all kinds of fun with what's still in there. You don't even have to put some more in. It hasn't used everything that's in there yet. There's my waterfall. I hope you guys go and try it too. It's so much fun. I thought you'd like to see a rainbow explosion. What we did was put together our platter of baking soda and colored baking soda, isn't it? What color? What is this? Rainbow? And it's so easy to remember the colors of the rainbow if you don't have it. Roy G. Biv. Name of a person. Roy G. Biv. But when you think of the colors, you've got red, O for orange, Y, Roy for yellow, G is green, B is blue, I stands for indigo, which is a really dark blue purple color, and V, Roy G. Biv, V for violet. And there's our rainbow. So we've got, okay, we put it together by mixing the food coloring with 4 teaspoons of baking soda. And then I just laid it out in these rainbow colors. And I'm going to take my jar of vinegar and pour it over, and you'll see a fizzing reaction, bubbling, because remember the two chemicals, the baking soda and the vinegar together are going to make carbon dioxide, which is a gas. You can't even see it, but you'll actually kind of see it in the foaming. The carbon dioxide, and it also makes water in the end. Not that we want to taste this water, but these two together, watch the fizzing. And we'll see a rainbow explosion, I think. Go this way, I don't know. Do we see our colors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there. I see green in my foaming and blue and purple, indigo. Oh, I'm running out of vinegar. And that's our rainbow explosion. You can do it slowly if you use your dropper full of vinegar. So, until next time then. And it'll be November on November 13th at 10:30 in the morning. Hope to see you then, and thank you for watching today.